Welcome back to the Northridge 4x4 Do-It-Yourself Garage. Today we're installing the Mishimoto Coolant Filter Kit on a 2000 Plus JK. In the 2012 and newer JKs, when Jeep introduced the Pentastar 3.6 V6, there were a few problems where the casting sand was left over in the heads, and that would break loose, get through the cooling system, and eventually plug up the heating core, or the heater core, and the radiator. Well, Mishimoto has came up with a preventative maintenance item for that, and that is a filter head and a filter. This filter will filter down to 27 microns, pretty dang small, to help catch any solids that may be rolling through your cooling system. We've got a frame mounted bracket, a filter and filter head, and a few other odds and ends to get this kit in there. Let's see how long it takes. Tools needed for this install: a hose cutter, some blue Loctite, a 1/4 inch ratchet, extension, and a 7 and 8 millimeter socket. We need a pair of pliers, a 5 millimeter hex key, a 15 millimeter wrench, 15 millimeter socket, an extension, and a 3/8 inch drive ratchet. We also need a 20 millimeter wrench, but who's got a 20 millimeter wrench in their toolbox? A 13/16 wrench is close enough to work. The Mishimoto filter head and bracket sit down underneath the air box on the frame, so we need to get this whole air box and air intake tube out of the way. To remove your IAT sensor, twist it, and then carefully wiggle it out. And we can wrap that up in a rag and just tuck it out of the way. Undo the clips on your filter box top. And you can set that out of the way. Now grab a hold of your filter box and just give it a wiggle. And out comes the air filter box. Now the filter head bracket slides right down in alongside the frame, and we have bolts that come through the side of the frame to bolt the bracket in place. We've got our bolts, and even though we have nylock nuts, we're going to use a little blue Loctite on these bolts to make sure everything stays nice and tight. So we need to load that bolt in through the side of the frame, and to do that we got to load it in a socket and push it through. So we're going to use our tape trick around the head of the bolt and push that down. Now our socket's going to hold that bolt for us. Now we need to install the valves in the filter head, so use a little Teflon tape, give it a good couple wraps, and screw them into the filter head. Normally, you're going to have these valves open. That means these handles are going to be in line with the valves of the hoses, and that'll allow the coolant to flow through the filter and back out. When it's time to change the filter, you're going to shut these valves, and that'll stop the coolant from draining out of your system. Now you can just unscrew your filter, put a new one on, screw it back in place. Don't forget to open those valves again, and then you're ready to go. So then we drop that filter and filter head down inside, and then the mounting bolts, don't forget a little bit of blue Loctite on them. Now we're not going to fully tighten these bolts, we're just going to leave them a little snug. Mishimoto slots the hole so you have quite a bit of movement there. Make sure that the valves don't hit anything critical underneath. Our hose clamps on the legs, and then move the hoses out, kind of take a look underneath. What's the best angle to have these set at? We don't want any big wide pinches in the line. and we don't want them contacting anything. It looks like about there. We could go quite a ways out and use the full length, but I see no reason not to just trim them up. And for our other hose, this one's a little tighter to get at. And these hose clamps use a 7mm socket. And when you're sure that you have that filter head where you want it with the hoses, we can then get in there and tighten those filter head bolts. Now, before we want to reassemble that, let's make sure that our valves are open and in line. Okay, now that we got everything back in, it's ready to run, right? No, we got a couple things we have to check. First off, we did drain some coolant out, so we need to put coolant back in. And there's a big caveat when it comes to Chrysler or Jeep coolant. You have HOAT or OAT. The HOAT is 2012 and down. That's what this should take. OAT is the 2013 and up. The HOAT is orange, the OAT is purple. Don't mix the two, they can cause a chemical reaction and gel up and actually hurt your system. So make sure you got the right coolant to top your system back off with. Another thing is we want to make sure that those two little valves are open, so those handles are in line with the hoses. And then make sure that everything is tight. So what about these Mishimoto coolant filter kits? Are they any good? Does it work? This is our first one we've installed, but we're gonna get some miles on it, and we're gonna open a filter up in 1,000 miles or so and show you what we find inside. So look for that follow-up video. Where can you get a Mishimoto coolant filter kit for your Jeep? Look in the description box down below for a link to it on our Northridge 4x4 website. You can find it there. Leave us a comment below. Have you ran one of these before? What have you found, or are you looking forward to it? Or maybe you're one of those unlucky souls who actually got a Jeep that had that casting sand problem. We'd love to hear about that. Until next time, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and thank you, Northridge Nation.